Ramblin' Ted here. I'm back today in Jefferson, Texas. I've been here a few times and done some stuff, did some videos just showing the town. I did a deal about the river industry that used to be here. But Jefferson is known as the most haunted town in Texas. And there's a certain place here that is considered the most haunted place in Texas, called the Grove. So I'm going to go down there. It's a short walk, I think, from where I'm at, and kind of show you this place and talk a little bit about it. You can look up a lot of stuff online about the Stockade incident or Stockade trial. I'm not going to give you dates because I'll get dates wrong. I always do. Now, back during the Reconstruction period, after slaves were freed in Texas, there's a guy named George W. Smith, who was, they called him a carpetbagger from up north. Nowadays, they would probably call him woke, or they would call him a social justice warrior. And not much has changed. They didn't like this guy very much. He came down here with 4 freed slaves and basically was saying that Jefferson was extremely racist, and that the slaves wouldn't truly be free till Jefferson burned. I don't know what his goal was, but it caused such an uproar that the Union Army put him up in a jail here to for his own protection, basically. Well, it didn't work. The townspeople broke into the jail. I've heard some things say that they dragged him out and killed him. Other things say that hi doggy. Other things I've seen say that they couldn't get in his cell, so they shot him through the window or something and got him. Either way, he ended up not being among the living anymore. And then the 4 slaves were taken out, and this is where the Grove comes in. I'll see if I can find. The jail is not there anymore, but there is a spot where it was. But apparently, they were taken down the street to where the Grove is, and either 2 of them or all 4 of them were killed there. The Grove itself is a house. It wasn't named the Grove at the time. It was the Willie House. The Steiner Willie House, maybe? Anyway, they people have committed suicide and stuff, in the house. Some reports say that those slaves were hung. They were freed slaves. They actually weren't slaves at the time. They were free men, but in the South at that time, that didn't mean a whole lot to a lot of people. Anyway, they were, man, that's cool. Hang on a second. I'm walking along, and this brick walkway goes up, and this sidewalk is really neat. Really, really cool. This is a historic home. Really cool place. A lot of neat places in Jefferson. It's got the flowers. Beautiful. That's cool. The dog back there didn't like me being so close to his fence. What I'm looking for is 405 Mosley Street, and I was actually going the wrong way, which is no surprise to anybody that knows me. I tend to be directionally challenged sometimes. So, like I was saying, so this place is listed as one of the most haunted places in Texas. It's supposed to be the most haunted place in Texas. I grew up in a haunted house. I grew up in a house that literally, and I'm kind of a skeptic about a lot of things, but I saw stuff in that house that I grew up in that shouldn't have happened. A lot of things. And heard noises and voices and kind of different. And the house I grew up in was built in the 20s. This house was built in like 1896 or something. It is an old house, which is among a lot of old houses in Jefferson. I'm going to go first to the location where they say the old jail was, even though there's no jail there anymore. But I would like to at least look at where that was, see how close it is to where the Grove is. There's a neat steeple from a church. It's town's just every you can't turn a corner in Jefferson without it looking like something from a postcard or a Hallmark movie. It doesn't snow here very often, but if it does, I'll bet it looks just like a Lacey Chabert Hallmark movie where she travels from her big city job where she's a stockbroker or a lawyer and meets the love of her life who wears flannel shirts and lives in a small town and teaches her that the simple things are better in life. Also, there's almost always a dog, which is good because I love dogs. All right, we cross this road. Nice little park here. We've got to be getting close. Well, that's cool. A Jefferson Christmas candlelight tour. That might be neat. I've done a ghost tour here that was okay. I have done... Oh, man. Train rides. They have a historic train ride and a haunted train ride, around Halloween. A Christmas train ride. It's just a neat town. It's very touristy, but it's not... I don't know. It doesn't scream tourist trap. So I always like to come here. A lot of the motorcycle riders, I won't call them bikers. To me, bikers are a whole different level of a motorcycle rider. But a lot of people I know that ride motorcycles come here. It's very popular. Nice gazebo. Big fan of the gazebos, man. Look at this house in front of us. That's amazing. That is apparently the Schluter house, because it says Schluter on the corner. I'm sure there's something interesting there about that place. But just look across there. That looks like there's a church over there. You got a gazebo, right? Church. Nice little raised area where you can sit with a roof over your head. It's amazing. All right, I think this is actually... I'm going to have to check my map real quick. But I think we're very close to the area where the jail was. So it may have been here where this park is. Let me do a check for you, and I'll find out. All right, just check my map, and we are very, very close. Very, very close. Right down here on this corner, and I believe I'm right. I think this park that I'm walking by right now. Man, how awesome is the Schluter house, though? That's incredible. Wow. Pretty sure the park that I'm walking by right now is where the jail was that they were pulled out of. It's about the only place it could have been. And when I get to this corner, we'll just be half a block or so away from the Grove. So far, I don't have anything creepy going on, but it's also not nighttime. If it were nighttime, this might be a little creepier, a little scarier in the dark. But all in all, I was hoping I could find a sign or a plaque that maybe said something about it, because the Stockade case is a big deal. A Stockade incident, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm willing to bet. Let me turn this around. I'm willing to bet this is where it was. Yeah, if for no other reason, just because of that. With the stairs, and there's some stairs over there leading up that are old. Late in the 1800s, probably. That foundation looks pretty old. I don't know if that's part of the old jail or not, but I'm willing to bet that this is where that jail was situated back in the day. Willing to bet it. I'm gonna walk up here and take a look. Maybe we'll get lucky and find an old plaque or something that we can read. This is Main Street, and that jail was located somewhere around here, I think. Or I could be completely wrong, because I'm wrong a lot in my life. Let's take a look. Very, very calm, relaxing spot. And then again, there may be no plaque of anything or anything about the Stockade case here because of the very negative overtones about it. They might not want to remember that. I'm a big fan of not wiping out history, though. I think you should remember it, good and bad. We as a people have done some terrible things for being a supposedly civilized society. So, you know, I don't know. You have to take the good with the bad and recognize your faults and your victories and your losses all together. You can't just look at one side. You know, they always say history is written by the victors, and that's true. And sometimes we wipe a lot of things out and lose a lot of things because of that. But anyway, that's a whole other topic. Nice gazebo over here. Look at this old folding chair. But I will say, this is a very, very pretty park to hang out in. And as usual, because, you know, humans love to be petty, there's some trash. So I'm going to carry this over to this trash can, and I see one right over there by the porta potty. So I'll be back with you in just a minute. That church is pretty neat. Let's see if I can zoom in on the top of it. It's got a lightning rod up there. Pretty cool. And a directional arrow to show which way the wind is blowing. Don't see a lot of that kind of stuff anymore. I like it. See those? That's a trash can. You put trash in it. It's a pretty easy concept to understand. You think we would have got the hang of that now as long as we've been a society of people, but apparently not. Well, I'm wrong. 1894, this building, which housed the old city hall and market, became Jefferson's first city high school. So, man, I just don't know. Was this the city hall? Sounds like where the jail may have been, but it's not really telling us anything about that. So I'll have to do a little research. But this almost seems like where it had to have been. Almost seems like it had to have been. I'll do some checking for you. But we're real close to the Grove now, I believe. I guess it's right around the corner from this other church. These churches had like dueling choirs or something, because there's one there. See? And then you come right around here. There's another church. So I wonder, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Anyway. So somewhere around this intersection is where the city hall, or where the jail was. And these old houses that are here look like, every one of these in this church included, on the other three corners, look like they have to have been here since that time. They're old. So I'm gonna say that I feel like this is right. If I'm wrong, you can always leave I know how much you love to tell me when I'm wrong in the comments. So, you know, go ahead. I don't get upset by it. You can make fun of me. I don't care. I'm too old to worry about it nowadays. But anyway, that I believe that's going to be it. I'm almost sure. Now, let's see if I can find where the Grove was. Okay, I think I was way off. This, by the way, is Scarlett O'Hardy's house. Not O'Hara's, but O'Hardy's. This, I believe, is the Scarlett O'Hara Museum, which you can... Gone with the Wind Museum. Let me see. I think I was way off. Yeah, there's the Gone with the Wind Museum right next door. Which is always kind of interesting. That it's here in Jefferson, Texas. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I was about a block off on my whole thing. That's a beautiful, beautiful building too. All right, so let me head down here, and I may go to the place that might have been where the jail was after I go to the Grove. That's Scarlett O'Hardy. Still, that's the other side of it. Imagine having a bedroom or something up there in that top little corner. Man, that is that is beautiful. The weather's just awesome today. It's a little windy, so I apologize if my dead cat on here isn't keeping the wind from being too noisy. It might be making a little racket. We should be pretty close now to where the Grove is. We're getting there. Okay, this is Mosley Street. The Grove is going to be down there. And where the city hall was and everything is supposed to be up there. So, let's see if we can find the Grove. Honestly, I think this is it right here. I think we're right near it. That big Pyrenees dog laying there looking at me. He is just enjoying life, man. Paula, my Pyrenees, and my stepdaughter's Pyrenees, Coca. I try nowadays to make it my goal to live life like them if I can. Just enjoy everything about life, good, bad, and everything. Yeah, this is it. It's coming up right here. Now this is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little bit of a vibe off of this place. It definitely has a feel to it. It's supposed to be the most haunted place. A guy had a restaurant in here and he said that stuff happened, noises, things happened, dishes flew off shelves, stuff happened all the time. And, you know, if I hadn't grown up in a house where things like that happened, I might not believe him. But that's the Grove. That is it. Still not up for fall and Halloween, it appears. Yeah, the Still Young House. That was it. That's what it's called before the Grove. Built in 1861. You can do tours. Most haunted building in Texas, right there. So this is it. Different things say that the guys were hung on the back porch of this house, which ended up getting turned into a bathroom. And then a guy who lived here apparently offed himself in that bathroom. This street right here, people that lived here claimed they at night would see a man in the street, and when they go out there to see if he needed help, he would disappear. So that's kind of strange. Definitely an interesting place. Like I said, I'm not doing a tour of it. You can. I would highly recommend coming here and doing a tour. But yeah, that's the Grove, most haunted place in the state of Texas apparently, and it's in the most haunted town in the state of Texas. But it's let me switch this camera around and show you what kind of surrounds this place. And a little creepy. First of all, how cool is that mailbox? I mean, come on. That's pretty neat. That's really neat. But yeah, there's the Grove. There's their yard. I see a gazing ball over there, which I'll get some view of. But you go around it, these trees are kind of creepy. Maybe by design, you don't know. But then you go over here to this. Look at this. This is just creepy. I don't know. I imagine at night it is really creeptacular around here. Let me walk down here. Yeah, I can definitely feel an energy, and that might just be me because, you know, our minds do play tricks on us. But normally things don't bother me. I did the haunted tour of Jefferson once, and it didn't really do much for me. I mean, I saw some kind of strange things, but nothing major. But this place is giving me some willies that maybe it's just from just knowing what went on here. You know what I mean? Just knowing what happened in this spot back in, I guess, the late 1800s, early 1900s. But that's the Grove, most haunted house in Texas. I like the gazing ball they've got. That's a couple of them. That blue one's nice, and then there's a couple over there. Yeah, I'm guessing the back porch there you can kind of see right there. You can tell that was added onto. That is apparently, depending on what story you read, either one or either two or all four of the men who came down here with Mr. Smith were hung back there. So, a little bit of a thing. Let's see how far it is from where the jail would have been. I think it's just a few blocks. Let me get one last look at the Grove. Wanted to visit this place for a while. And I would actually like to come down here and do the tour of it sometime. It used to be a restaurant in there. They said a lot of weird stuff happened when people would be in there eating. And I wonder if it hurt their business or increased their business. In Jefferson, it probably helped their business a little. You know, because it is Jefferson. Really cool, though. Really, really cool. You know, these woods over here across the street are just kind of, call them woods. They're not really woods. It's just an overgrown lot, but still kind of creepy. Kind of a vibe going on in there. All right, I won't make you walk the whole way with me, but there's where we're going. You can kind of see a house up there. I'll probably bring the camera back on when we get up there. Interesting. Yeah. All right. Yeah, meet me up there on the corner. All right, we're about a block away. I want to turn around and show you the Grove house is down through that stop sign down there, and then about 2 houses down. And then I'm sure a lot of these houses were here, but I imagine this section of the street looks a lot more like it would have looked in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So, can you imagine getting supposedly put in safety by the Union Army? Now think about that, the Union Army literally guarding this jailhouse. And getting drug out of there in the middle of the night, drugged down these streets. It would just, it's the idea of it's just terrifying to me. You know, I can't even imagine. I just can't imagine. But yeah, and that was a long way to go. They may have ran. Maybe they got away and ran down there. Maybe one of the people who was involved in the insurrection there managed to decide to take them to their house. I don't even know. But you have to think about how big of an angry mob descended on that jail for the Union Army to end up having their guns taken away. That's crazy. All right, right up through here. Yeah. So now that's a pretty new looking house. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Definitely wasn't here. Which looks like another nice little bed and breakfast. Maybe not. It's hard telling. Jefferson is just a cool place to come, though. Lots of history here. I like it almost as much as I like Old Washington in Arkansas. Oh, there's a big house, huh? Now the street address for it would have been this street. So maybe it was there. Maybe that's a newer house. It looks newer to me. Anyway, somewhere around here in this area is where the jail was. Couldn't have been a very big jail. And it is literally, well, see? Now when you look, right down there's that park I was just at. So I'm still going to say that may have been it. It could have been here. Since the city hall was there, maybe they had the jail over here. And this is a much newer structure, probably looks like a 50s, 60s house, maybe early 70s. So I don't know. You tell me if I'm wrong. I welcome corrections, trust me. But anyway, that's just a little bit of some dark history of Jefferson. A lot of beautiful things here. This town is amazing. But you know, like every place, it's got its dark things that happened in its past, and that's one of them. Lots of hauntings here. Man, this place is cool. I'm about to head not too far from downtown, and as I'm coming into town, there's an old fountain here that's it's in the middle of the street that I'll show you. I showed you a lot of shops and stuff in my last videos. This one I kind of want to show you some of the things that are just historic here. So, there's a sign I can read. I love a sign. I love a good sign. Let's see what this says. Huh? Well, would you look at that? There is a sign here about George Webster Smith. Former Union soldier, he set off a chain of dramatic events in the tense atmosphere of post-Civil War in Texas. He was born in New York in 1841. Smith moved to Michigan. Been to Michigan, pretty nice state. Joined his uncle's 123rd Regiment. 1868, that Smith became embroiled in an argument with Colonel R.P. Crump. This dispute led to a shooting incident in which 2 members of Crump's party were wounded. Smith surrendered and was placed at this site in the Calaboose, the city jail. Oh, so it was here. Interesting. Okay. City jail, which opened in 1867. So 1867, he was born in 1841, so he was 26 years old. Wow. Okay. Mayor assured him that he would be protected by guards, but on the evening of October 4th, a group of about 70 disgusted men disarmed the guards and assaulted Smith, as well as 2 freed men. Because of the murders, the city of Jefferson came under martial law. Wow. Some officials, including the mayor, were replaced. 23 men were brought to trial in 1869, with 3 convicted of murder and sentenced to life terms, others convicted of lesser charges. So they did do something about it, and a lot of times there is nothing like that. Now, I think all of them probably should have had some charges, but hard telling. But so this is the location where the jail was. See, pays to look at signs, man. It's a house here now, but this is where the jail was. The Calaboose is what they call it, and it's not far from that fountain I was just talking about. Man, is it pretty here or what? Okay, let me walk down here and show you this fountain. Another sign advertising the Christmas light tour. They are really pushing that thing. Let me know. Give me a comment. And let me know if you think I should come do the Christmas lights tour. I'm not sure how good it would look. It might look okay. I've done Christmas lights and stuff in Texarkana, and they end up looking all right because the lights are so bright. It's hard to do stuff at night, but they look pretty good. Getting real close now to that fountain. And a trolley car down there. So it's a neat building, too. That is a pretty... I don't know that I've ever seen that fountain with the water actually running in it, though. Definitely a pretty fountain. This big building that I just passed by is an artificial gas plant. I've been described as an artificial gas plant before. But the plant was here. This is the library. Been in the library since 1907, but there was a gas plant formerly here. That's the library, man. Is there a clock up top that can get struck by lightning? I don't see one. See, how are you supposed to get your DeLorean up to 88 miles an hour and get 1.21 gigawatts of power? Go over here to this fountain and look at it. I guess I'm sure they do run water in this sometimes, but as of now, there's none. Good shot there. Good shot. Look at those bicycles. They're lit up. That is cool. Stern, is that Stern or Stern? I think people around here pronounce it Stern, but anyway. That's the fountain. Wow, that is interesting. Huh. It was actually for drinking out of and getting water from. That is cool. It's got Hebe, the goddess of youth. Well, that's neat. People think I'm funny sometimes for stopping and, man, the hair. I gotta get a haircut. Stopping and reading some of these things, but how else do you learn history? How else do you find out about that fountain back there? You don't unless you stop and read the signs, man. Not to mention the fact that these bicycles under the sign are really cool. See? Lighted bicycles out here. Cool. tours of Jefferson. I'm gonna have to end this video here because this video could easily be 3 hours long. There's so much history in this town. But I came mostly to show you the Grove today, and I think I've done that. I didn't do the inside. I think they were closed. If they would have been open, I may have done a tour. I'm not sure. But if you're anywhere in East Texas, or man, you could be anywhere. If you come to Texas for any reason, I would highly recommend coming to Jefferson. It's just an amazing place. Lots of history, lots of old buildings, lots of beautiful things, lots of photo ops here. If you're an Instagrammer, there's all kinds of things you can take pictures with. Pretty decent watering holes here if you like to have a little indulgence in the drink, which I greatly enjoy from time to time. And like I say, I can't point my camera any direction that doesn't look like an absolute postcard. It's so easy to get good video and good pictures here. Everything here is picture perfect, and just nice. It's just nice. If you're a motorcycle fan, I know the baggers are really in right now, but I'm more of a too big to be a Sportster guy. But there we go. I can deal with that. That's the vintage look right there that I like. Yeah, I would go for that. Nice. All right, that's going to do it for me. Interesting little trip, interesting video. I wasn't sure what I was going to do on this weekend, and the family said they wanted to come to Jefferson and do some shopping. So I said, well, you know what? I'm not in a shopping mood, but I'm in a creepy story haunted mood. So it sounds pretty good. Anyway, I'm up here in the gazebo. Big gazebo, the Stockade City Park here in the middle of town. Anyway, I'm glad you guys came with me today, and I'm glad I could maybe show you a little something, do some research on it. I left a lot of stuff out. There's a whole lot of history here. But anyway, I always say, and I always mean it, costs nothing to be nice to each other. Costs very little to go out and get out of your chair and out of your house and away from the TV, and dare I say it, off of YouTube. I mean, probably not the best thing I could say, but sometimes you need to get off YouTube and just go see things with your family and friends, and or by yourself. Just get in the car and drive. You never know what you're gonna. In fact, I think I'm gonna do a video where I just get in my car and I drive and see where I end up and see what happens. Sounds like a plan to me. That might be the best one. You never know. Anyway, be good to each other. See you next time. Thank you very much.